In the world of For Honor, Shinobi is the master of speed and versatility. As one of the fastest characters in the game, Shinobi is able to move quickly across the battlefield, striking at enemies from unexpected angles and delivering devastating blows. With a wide range of abilities and attacks at his disposal, the Shinobi is a force to be reckoned with, capable of taking on multiple opponents at once and coming out on top. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or a newcomer to the game, mastering the Shinobi is essential if you want to become a true For Honor champion. In this guide, I'll show you everything you need to know to unleash the full potential of this deadly samurai. Shinobi is now one of my 3 mains, along with Warmonger and Orochi. The reason I love Shinobi so much is because he's just so quick and he has so many different moves. Shinobi's moveset is a little intimidating at first glance. However, once you get used to it, it is very simple and you can do a lot of damage. This is the Ultimate Shinobi Guide 2023. Alright, so just like my last guide, we're going to start with the basic movesets. Shinobi has light attacks in every single direction, and each light attack does 12 damage. Something that you always need to do with Shinobi, with every single light, is follow up with the second light. This is guaranteed in every single direction, and it gives you an additional 4 damage. There's really no reason not to do this unless you're low stamina. You do this by clicking the light one more time after. And this has to be in the same exact direction. Okay, now that we're done with the lights, the next most basic move is the heavy attack. So Shinobi's heavy attack does 24 damage, and every single heavy attack is the same exact damage in every direction. Also with the heavies, just like the lights, there's a guaranteed follow-up light for an extra 4 damage. Shinobi has some of the best looking attacks, and it's very, very satisfying when you land these attacks. So when it comes to Shinobi's lights and heavies, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be following up with follow-up lights. So when it comes to Shinobi's heavy and light attacks, there's only one reason why you probably shouldn't follow up with a follow-up light, and that's because of stamina drain. Okay, now we're going to get to the next part of Shinobi's moveset. Shinobi has a double dash. So this is really important to know when you're dodging, because you can double dash out of things. You can perform this move by double tapping the A button, and I'm not sure what it is on mouse and keyboard, but you're basically double tapping the dodge button. This is what one dodge looks like, and this is what a double dodge looks like. You can delay this a little bit too. Also, when you're doing this double dodge, you can heavy or light attack out of it. You cannot heavy attack out of a normal dodge though. And also you can get follow-up lights after all these. Okay, and you can also get a light attack as well. And also this is not guaranteed. This is just a move that you can perform. So the next move I'm really excited to show you guys about is the zone attack. Shinobi's zone is one of the best, and it's very quick, and I'll show you right now. So Shinobi's zone initially does 16 damage, and if you follow up with the rest, it does 23 damage. So this zone can be feinted as well. What you're going to do most of the time is feint this zone and go into other attacks. However, sometimes you can throw them off guard and not feint it and let it fly. And if you do let this zone fly, you can combo into other moves such as unblockable top heavy and other moves as well. All right, now we're going to move into the dodges, okay? So now I showed you the double dodge, and now we're going to show you the dodge kick. And this is one of the best moves with Shinobi. This is one of the most important things because this is very safe move. When people feint their unblockables and try to guard break you, this dodge usually works most of the time. And you can perform this by dodging and clicking the guard break button. And you can do the side and you can do the front. And when you do these kicks, you get a guaranteed 14 damage. And that's the same on all sides. You can also double dodge into the kick as well. Another one of Shinobi's biggest moves is the dash forward heavy attack. And guys, I'm not going to use like the actual name of these moves in the move list because I just want to make it as simple as possible for you guys. So yeah, the dash forward heavy is exactly what it sounds like. You dash forward and heavy attack. This does 15 damage. And you can also get a guaranteed follow-up light for an extra 4 damage. This can also be feinted into a guard break, or it can be feinted into anything you would like. When you do land the top heavy, you can combo it into anything you like. And we'll go over the combos in a second. So one of the biggest things that you need to be careful about with Shinobi, especially playing at a high level, is people will know that when you miss the first light, that you're going to probably go for a second light if you're not quick enough to react, right? So I'll show you an example of this. See how I just got parried by my light? That's a huge punish that this Zerk can do to me because I missed that first light and I followed up, right? I shouldn't have followed up and I should have done something like this. Yeah, we just dodged, and then he didn't get that parry because I didn't throw the second light. That's what you want. It's going to take some practice, but don't throw that follow-up light if you miss. And sometimes if you do miss, you can throw it in a different direction if you can catch yourself quick enough. Okay, next I'm going to go over Shinobi's kick punishes, okay? So when you get a kick from neutral, you can also roll into it and get some different types of punishes, okay? So I'll show you here. Alright guys, so a really big tip for this move is, I'll show you right now, is after you roll forward at them, you don't want to kick or do anything. You just want to sit there because what they think is that you're going to delay a kick. But really, you're just going to guard break them when they dodge. Alright, so it's just like this. Wait, guard break. So what you're gonna do right there is they're thinking that you're delaying a kick, but really you're actually just waiting for them to dodge. This happens a lot, guys. I can't even tell you how many times this works. So that's how far you can delay the kick. But you can also see if they dodge right there, that would have caught him. Another quick tip, guys. Every time you backflip, you can also double dodge out of it. And I'll show you right now. This is really helpful because if you do backflip, they're going to try to throw an attack, right? But you can either deflect out of that, you can either deflect into the attack, or you can just dodge it completely and get another 12 damage on him. Same goes when you're rolling forward, guys. Okay, so when you land a kick like this in neutral, you have a lot of different options, okay? So you can light after, right? When you roll in. You can roll in and do an unblockable top heavy. You can roll in and do a kick, or you can roll in and do a side undodgeable heavy. I know that's a lot, but I'm gonna start showing you some, okay? This backwards kick gives you 15 damage on top. After this kick, you can always backflip out. And you can backflip out by just tapping the dodge button backwards. This is a pretty basic combo, and this gives you a total of 29 damage. The next thing we're gonna go over is the side undodgeable heavy. This is a really popular one with Shinobi, and it catches people off guard because they think that you're gonna kick, but you're actually just going for a side undodgeable heavy. So after you hit the undodgeable heavy, you are guaranteed 3 light attacks, and you can do this by just clicking the light attack button 3 times. And after these light attacks, you can backflip out of that. However, this is something that a lot of Shinobi players do not know, and that is you need to be doing 2 light attacks instead of 3, because then you have frame advantage. And frame advantage basically means you still have the opportunity to attack him safely, and he cannot interrupt you out of that. So let me show you an example. Undodgeable heavy, 2 lights, backflip. Now you're back into your combo, and you can still attack him, and you only are missing out on 3 damage. The only reason you should be using this third chain heavy, this third chain light, is if you are going to kill him. That's the only reason you need to be doing the 3. So if you're playing a Shinobi, you really want to practice only doing 2 lights and get in the habit of only doing 2 lights, because then you can go into different combos safely. Okay, and the third thing you can do inside after the kick follow up when you're rolling in is a light attack. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. So this is a total of 15 damage light, and the entire combo is 29 damage, okay? So that whole combo is 29 damage, but you can also go into more combos. I'll show you now. Yep, so after that light attack, you can go into more things. You can actually go into an undodgeable again, which is really interesting. But the thing is, people probably won't be dodging after you hit a light attack button. It's just not something people really need to be doing. So what you could do after a light is go into an unblockable. And these unblockables are very strong, and I'll get into that in a second. And guys, I know this seems very overwhelming so far. There's a lot of moves that go on with Shinobi. However, by the end of this video, I hope you guys think this is more of a moveset that you can all like put together and not just like think it's all separate moves, because really it's all the same kind of moveset, and you're trying to like combine all these moves together instead of doing them all in separate times, right? So it'll all make sense in the end when you see these combos in real game. And okay, let's get back into the video. All right, guys, so Shinobi has basically infinite chain everything. And when I say that, I will show you exactly what I mean. So I'm just gonna start doing examples of what I've shown so far and just do an infinite chain. So I know that looked a little crazy. However, I would have ran out of stamina if the stamina bar obviously wasn't on infinite. But I'm just kind of showing you how you can do things forever, right? And I can just keep kicking him, right? Keep kicking him, right? And he's gotta make a decision, right? He's gotta make a decision to dodge right now, and boom, then you catch him on the dodge, right? So that's where that kick is really good, right? Because you can mix him up, and he thinks that you're gonna kick, but you're really gonna dodge. High level players can react to that kick. You gotta only throw it a little bit, right? I don't throw it that much, but hey, you know. And another thing, guys, is there's a little bit of a hidden little tech here with Shinobi. Is that I think Cold Rose had this in his guide as well. But you can just sway back and forth like this. You just tap like this. So basically, I'm just moving left and right with the left joystick, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool you do that. Because he was doing that with Gladiator, and this is pretty cool with Shinobi. It just shows, I just love it because it just shows how quick Shinobi is. And he's just always on his toes. Always on his toes. Alright guys, now I'm going to get into the unblockable. So Shinobi's unblockable is one of the strongest in the game, and I really mean that. So basically, you can get into the unblockable after basically any attack, okay? So I'm going to show you right now. You can get into it after a light. You can get into it after a heavy. You You can even get into it after a kick. You can get into it after a backflip. And so you can just see how strong this unblockable is. You can basically spam this thing, right? And people get so annoyed by this unblockable because it's good. It's good, man. And I'll show you what the unblockable punishes. So let's say we got unblockable off. 2 lights, backflip, okay? Always 2 lights, backflip, okay? So this unblockable, you can get into anything. Roll in, unblockable. And the same with the unblockable, you can also get into the undodgeable heavy almost after everything, right? So after a light attack, undodgeable, backflip, undodgeable, zone, undodgeable, and another big thing, guys, is the zone attack, which I want to talk about. And I know this guide seems really long, and it's probably going to be pretty long, but I really want to get everything in there, right? So I'm sorry, but I'll try to make it as fast as possible. The zone attack, this is a good move. Sometimes with really good players, they don't expect you to throw the whole zone, right? So you want to get that whole zone out and then do an unblockable after. Watch, like this. They just don't expect you to throw the entire zone and the entire unblockable, and it really does work, guys. It really does work. Like you, if you dodge, if you you know, feint a heavy into zone and then go fully through with it, now you can go into other attacks. And then quickly, guys, the super sprint is just when you sprint, tap the sprint button again, and you'll super sprint. And you'll see that your stamina does go down. And I'll show you how fast your sprint goes down. So it's pretty long, guys, and in Dominion, this is a really good. This is really good in Dominion. Another thing that Shinobi has is the unlock bash. So basically, when you're unlocked like this, you can just go up to them and press the guard break button, and you get a guaranteed 15 damage from that. So if you're like playing Dominion or you're trying to unlock tech, you can go up to them, like the guard break button, and you can actually combo from that as well. So that's actually a pretty good move, and it catches people off guard a lot. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're playing in Dominion and 4v4s. All right, guys, so now I'm going to show the deflect option. The deflect is probably one of the best parts of Shinobi. So, all right, guys, so to perform the deflect, you're going to want to do exactly what you do with Zerk. You're going to want to hit the guard break button. But instead of guard breaking them, you're actually going to teleport through them, kind of. And you're going to, like, be like a little... It's a pretty cool deflect. Right, so when they throw an attack and you deflect, click the guard break button, and then you can actually go into your move. So that was 24 damage right there, right? So you get a guaranteed 24 damage. However, you can combo into it, and I'll show you what you can do with the combos. Undodgeable heavy into combo. Or you can kick out of that for an extra 14 damage. And then you can actually roll at them and do another combo. So that kick is just the guard break button again after. So once you go through with them, you hit the guard break button again and you kick them. And you get an extra, you get more damage. Alright, guys, now I'm going to show the light parry punish, okay? So, I'll show you right now. You get a heavy into a guaranteed light for 28 damage. And this is the same on every side. 28 damage guaranteed. And you can do it on any side. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the heavy punish. So what I just did was after I parried, I did the light button, and then I immediately went into a kick. right? And this kick guarantees you another 14 damage, so 28 damage if it lands. However, the kick does not have to land and they can dodge it. So keep in mind for that, so they can dodge it. However, you can also go into unblockable. So there's a few options you can do, right? You can either kick him after you hit the light button, right? After you parry a heavy. You can either go into undodgeable heavy, or you can go into an unblockable. I'll show you the unblockable right now. So you can basically go into these moves under any attack, right? So you can basically do these moves after anything. However, if you can kill him, you can do 2 lights. You are guaranteed 2 lights, right? So that's an extra 2 damage, right? So 16 damage instead of 14. So that's the 14, right? And then the 16 is also guaranteed. So if they are really close to dying, you can do the 16. But you do have to wait a little second, because if you just input it right away, it'll just come out. So you can wait a little bit and you can get 16 instead. However, I really don't recommend this, and I recommend you get into the habit of doing these combos. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you some pretty advanced techniques. So with Shinobi, you can either bash when you dodge at them, when you dash forward at them, or you can go into a guard break. And this is called an empty dodge, right? So an empty dodge is when you just dash forward at them and see what they do. And a lot of the times, if you throw the bash a lot, they will dodge, right? So I'm going to show you what an empty dodge guard break looks like. And you catch them right there, right? And you're catching them as they dodge, thinking that you're going to kick like this. This is what they think that you're going to do. See how he dodged right there? What you're doing is you're baiting that, and you're guard breaking him instead. And it's guaranteed, right? Once you get that guard break, it's a guaranteed 28 damage. And this is a move I use all the time with Shinobi. However, you don't want to spam this empty dodging, because if you do spam this, they're going to start guard breaking you, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what happens when you do an empty dodge too much. See, they catch you right there. And that's what you don't want. See how I got caught dodging in? A lot of people will catch you like this. Another really important tip, guys, is when you miss the kick like this. If you miss the kick, do not backflip. And I say this because if you miss the kick, sometimes you actually can counter guard break them. But if you do backflip, it's a guaranteed guard break for them. So don't do that. One of the most basic movesets, basic combos for Shinobi is just 2 lights and unblockable, either feint or let it fly, right? So we're going to do that right now. Right there, right? So just 2 lights, or either let it fly or feint it. Another combo I've been doing a lot recently is tapping them on the head and going to an unblockable. This forces them to make a read, and it really puts them in a tough position. I'll show you what I mean. So after this kick, you go into tap, unblockable. So it depends which way you go in. So anytime you're backflipping, you go into a tap. That's what this combo is. Backflip, tap on the head, unblockable. This puts a lot of pressure, and they have to make a read. You can tap from either side, top, left, or right, but I find top the hardest for them to read. All right, so for the out-of-stand punish for Shinobi, I'll show you it right now. Guard break, throw to the left or right. So I can't do the math in my head right now, but I'll put the damage numbers on the screen. So this is Shinobi's max punish. Obviously, like I said before, you don't want to do the 3 chain lights at the very end unless you are going to kill, right? And you can only do this to the left or right. You cannot throw them forward or backwards. I'll show you what happens if you do them forward. They're already up, right? If you do them backwards, it's too late, right? So left or right, and it works. And for out of stand parry, it's the exact same as the out of stand punish when you guard break him. You gotta make sure you don't input the light too early. You really have to wait to throw the light. Alright guys, one of the most advanced moves, and this goes for every hero, but I'm going to just go over it with Shinobi since I love doing deflex and parries with him, is when you are in an unblockable or any attack and people try to interrupt you. And I'll show you what an interruption looks like. See how he just tried to interrupt me? If I feinted that attack, or if I let that fly, he could actually interrupt me like that. So if I let it fly, he can't interrupt me, right? But if I feint that, he's probably going to get a hit on me. Right? So a lot of the times people will try to interrupt you because they are so sick and tired of the unblockable, right? So they just start pressing buttons. And this is when you want to condition the opponents, right? So you don't want to even let these unblockables fly. When I'm playing someone, I want to, feint almost everyone in the beginning and try to get a read and see if they start trying to interrupt you. And when they do start trying to interrupt you, you can start making plays like this. So you'll see me a lot of the times in my videos doing stuff like this, and this is crucial because you can punish them and you are really playing it safe as well, right? Because you're not letting your attack fly and you're feinting as well. So you're really playing it safe and you're letting them make the next move. And it's almost like a defensive move and offensive at the same time, but you get a huge punish if they interrupt you. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap it up right here. I know it was a very long guide video. I know most guides are pretty short and to the point. And so I know if you guys were looking for like a to the point video, this probably wasn't very to the point. However, I'm trying to let you guys know how to actually get better with the hero instead of just showing you the moves. Because obviously you can go through the move list and like see what he can do. But I really want to show you like what you can actually use these moves with and what you can do. So yeah, this was more like, there was a lot of advanced moves in here. That last one I just showed you was a super advanced one. If you can get that down, you could win a lot more games. You just want to condition your opponent and see what they're doing first. Keep your distance with Shinobi and make sure you're playing it safe and aggressive at the same time because he does have everything. So thank you guys for watching this, and remember to check out all the links in my description and let me know what you guys think of the guide. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.